What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay, he's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay, he's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit.
What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, guys are doing well out there. That is right. It is Thursday night across the world, across the universe. And we are joined here on the Sports Card Radio live stream by no super producer this week. His equity goes down to 4.2, and Ryan gets the 0.8 left over. What is going on, Ryan?
Just another day out here in the sports card world. Got all kinds of different things going on. Fanatics is still climbing up the ladder of world domination. We have hobby shops. I don't know if you saw this week. We have hobby shops who have threatened us with to send us, I guess, legal letters. We also had the Chasing Cardboard guys. This was actually in a private message, but he did say we slandered him. So just another pretty standard week in the hobby. You know, I had to call our lawyer about a half dozen times. He's like number one on our speed dial over here. And we have a fantastic, guys. You do not want to miss this clip that I will play from this hobby shop owner who has gotten out of control on customers who have left him 1-star reviews. I think on Google reviews. I don't even know if it's on Yelp or Google or what. He's gone crazy. And he has now heard of Sports Card Radio this week. He's threatened us with legal letters, but he went on Instagram Live last night. And I have about as good a 30-second clip as we've gotten on anybody talking about us in quite a long time. So I'm sure you'll actually, this is the debut that we're going to be, I'm sure it will appear in our videos many times, but so I know everybody's excited about that. Guys, we have some explosive emails actually to share about Dave's sports cards as well. Dave, if you want to call in and talk about some of the emails we've gotten about you, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure you read those over before you do call in. We got a card show that we're going to be attending. No, not the National. But we'll talk about that maybe later on the show. We got crazy emails. I got one I can read on my phone. We have this one about Geoff Wilson. And like I said, we have Fanatics over here basically going to create a national. It's funny how 2 weeks before the national, Fanatics comes out with a big old thing and saying basically, oh yeah, we're going to make the sports version of a Comic Con, which is what the national kind of bills itself as. So exciting times in the sports world. I don't know what you want to start with. What you want to start?
Oh, we can start right there. Start right there with the Fanatics thing. And like, this is the first I've heard of this. What they crossed today. Fanatics Events, a business that will look into create Comic-Con experience for sports collectibles. I think that's fantastic. And I actually think if the measure of success, look, okay, the nearly 400 people checking in on our stream tonight in the chat. We love you guys. Great to see the familiar faces and the familiar chatters. We'll see what trolls end up showing up, and be sure to highlight their comments as they come through. Look, the people that tune into a show like this, if an event like this is within driving distance for most people, for some people, a short flight or maybe even a long flight, especially if you're like a dealer or something, this is fantastic. You're going to show up for this. I think, though, the measure of success for something like this with Fanatics is, can they draw out the more casual collector? Can they make it a true event? You were maybe infamous or famous for calling the sports card show, the National Sports Collectors Convention, essentially like a white cultural event, especially like kind of middle to older age. And this is kind of pre Geoff Wilson's second PPP loan, kind of the white culture event where card collectors that typically a little bit older, maybe a little bit more affluent, maybe a little money in their pocket, they show up to these things, and that's it. That's the only people that showed up. Now, look, I haven't been to the National ever, but I can see from the videos, maybe a little bit more younger crowd is showing up, maybe slightly more diverse from a gender perspective, from just everything perspective. And we're not trying to be the inclusion channel over here, over at Sports Card Radio, but I think Fanatics would hit an absolute home run if these events attract more females, more younger people. Certainly would make them very exciting to go to. The comic shows I've been to, there's been people that dressed up, and there's been a wider variety of autograph signings. I can't tell you how many shows I've been to where either Pete Rose or Jose Canseco has been there signing. Nothing wrong with those guys, but maybe a wider diversity of people that show up to these things. Maybe a party. Michael Rubin is known for like his parties and like the little bit of a party atmosphere. Maybe like a party, maybe some music. The one we went to in Sacramento, I like that one. That was actually one of the first card shows I went to where there was a DJ playing music the whole time. Now, some people might not like that. If you're on your phone or whatever, you might not like that. And if you don't like the music, it is whatever. But I actually like that. Like that music kind of kept us going for some of those hours that we were sitting there and standing there. So like, I think there's a lot of things that they can copy and take from the National and other events that they've done, but just elevate it and make it better and make it cooler and make it far more of an event that you want to go to, other than as a dealer to set up or as somebody that's trying to collect and buy. Like, what I'm curious, like, what are they going to do to make it different than something else? Certainly with the Topps brand, they can bring exclusive cards, exclusive sets, and then with athletes, maybe bringing the certain athletes there. And then I think the Michael Rubin factor, make it a party, make it kind of fun. the San Diego event that we went to. That was an open bar, I think. Not open, but you could get a drink if you wanted to. So not that any of these things are on their own or groundbreaking, but Fanatics can kind of put their own spin on it, maybe make it a little more upscale, instead of in these kind of downtrodden places where a lot of these card shows are held, maybe something a little more upscale, like something a little nicer. I don't know which direction they want to go. The one thing I thought that would be maybe more interesting is something really on the high end. We have all these card shows. They're all the same. What about a really high-end card show where it costs a lot, like a fair amount of money to get in? We get to actually sit down and maybe have dinner with the athlete. And then maybe instead of all these tables, there's just certain dealers there that bring cards that we actually want. We tell the dealers what to bring, and then the dealers come in. I don't know. I could go on for, give free 99 advice all day long, but I'm curious to see where this goes just from an interesting perspective. Hunter Biden attending would be absolutely fantastic. I know he catches a lot of heat, and I think if he was president, it'd be an absolute riot. I think fantastic. So, yeah, I just think there's a lot of ways they can go with this, and I'm totally down to see what happens.
I will definitely attend the first one, the first kind of big event that they hold, sports card wise or whatever. Yeah, I'll definitely go, because why not? I want to check it out. Be the first one. Like, you got to say you're at the first one. So, very, very interesting move. I guarantee they probably talked to the National about some things, and it should be no coincidence that 2 weeks before the biggest sports card event, Fanatics is basically saying, we're going to have our own events here starting in 2024 or whenever they said. They're partnering with IMG, which is the agency.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, they have all the Fanatics has all the athletes. The agency has all the athletes. So,
and IMG has control, I think, of venues, I think, as well. So, could be cool. What about these basketball stadiums? Like, how cool would it be? And this probably has happened, but I think it would be cool, like, or on like at like Fenway or the Giants Stadium or something, a card show on the field of Wrigley Field. Like, how cool would that be? There's a lot of things I think they could do from a venue perspective. All these card shows are about the same. And I think there's just small things you can do to either the experience or the venue that could make it a little more upscaled and a little bit more of, maybe I will go. Maybe I definitely want to go. And as a dealer, maybe be able to charge more. They might be able to get more out of a table at a higher class event, higher class of a venue or something like this. And I'm not putting down any of the card shows that exist. I have a lot of fun every time I go to one. I'm just throwing out ideas to Dodger Stadium, yeah, that'd be awesome. I think it'd be cool. The Lakers Stadium, the Clippers, I think, are building a new stadium. Even the old Forum down in Inglewood or whatever. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of venues where card shows haven't gone. Like, take it closer to where the sports actually happen. And I think that would be kind of interesting. Could create some great pictures and opportunities. And certainly at these events, there's a ton of parking. And I don't know, just I'm excited. Like, I'm excited about Fanatics screwing up and we being able to get on here and talk crap on them. But at the same time, I'm excited to watch their investment in the hobby and what they do to make themselves different and stand out. Like, I'm legitimately excited about it.
Yeah, the National needs kind of that fresh facelift. I got videos dating back to 2012 where it's kind of the old man, white cultural event. I got so much heat for calling it the white cultural event. People would crush me for that, but it's true. You walk, at least in the past. This was in the past. You walk around, and I was like the youngest guy by 30 years, and you could see these prices are certainly much different. This is only 5 years ago, but so I think it's exciting. I'm going to attend. I'm going to attend the first event. I might only go for a day, but I'm going to fly in or hopefully drive if it's close and definitely check it out. So That's pretty exciting. What's our next topic? Should we get into chasing cardboard? Should we get into our boy Dave? Should we get into Geoff?
Well, I think Geoff, we can save till later. The story's kind of more or less played out on Geoff. Why don't we talk about the card shop guy?
We got to play this clip to just set this up briefly. This card shop, Dave Sports Cards in Roswell, Georgia, who you're going to see and hear from in a minute. If you go leave a 1-star review, here it is, offers 60% of comps. This dude will literally track you down on Instagram, make a video about you. Then he'll start messaging you saying, you need to take these down. You don't want to mess with me. Don't ever come here, show your face again. I'm going to have my lawyer send you a letter. Then what he would do is he would actually email or call your boss. And here's somebody saying, why would angry people from a trading card store be calling my office phone looking for you? Please ignore the owner's a lunatic. So this guy is like gone literally like crazy. He's come over here to Sports Card Radio. He said he's having a lawyer draft a letter for slander and harassment against us and this other person who left a review, calling us clowns. He's come over to our website. This article, I think, has 32 comments on it. So a fair amount of comments actually for an article on a website. And he's left comments. He's left like fake comments under a burner account because, guys, just full disclosure, if you leave a comment on Sports Card Radio, I can see your IP address. So when Dave Sports Cards came over here and left his first comment, I could see that it was the exact same IP address as this other person that he was pretending to be. So make sure you use channel sponsor ExpressVPN if you ever want to change your IP address and to leave burner comments. So just full disclosure, if you come over here to Sports Card Radio, I can see your IP address and I can see when it's exactly the same when you're trying to leave burner comments. So that's what he has done. He's furious about the 1-star comments. He's furious about Sports Card Radio. And guys, I've teased it long enough. Let's roll the clip of Dave Sports Cards on Instagram. This is just 30 seconds of a 5-minute video. So you guys are going to have to watch the full version later. But this is by far the best clip.
Sports Cards Radio, who we all know is a complete horrible thing for the hobby. Very amateur, kind of wannabe card porn guy in a sense, right? Which he'll never be. So these guys are scumbags. Really, really nasty guys. And a lot of big giants in our industry and hobby that we all respect have been bothered and harassed by Sports Cards Radio.
So we are just wannabe card porns. We have harassed the biggest and best people in this industry. He goes on to later say that we won't be around very much longer. We are actually, truth be told, in our 15th year podcasting. This website is literally 15 years old. So if we're not around much longer, we did have a pretty good run.
I would agree.
What is your response to Dave? First of all, the one thing I did want to point out, I don't know this guy. I don't have anything against this guy. If he's watching, if you do get a 1-star review on Yelp, on Google, wherever these reviews happen, you have an opportunity to actually win over customers. You can respond to this comment and say, and just be very polite. Hey, I'm sorry we came into the store. You had some very nice cards. Sorry we couldn't work out a deal. If anybody else is interested in selling me cards, here's my phone number. Here's my business hours. Sorry, maybe we could work out a deal next time. ChatGPT could come up with the correct response to where you could turn a 1-star review into your phone getting blown up for business or for potential new customers. So just because you get a 1-star review, I think these companies like Google and Yelp allow you to respond to it. And I think the Sports Card Radio mentality that he did, Dave kind of took the Sports Card Radio mentality. He kind of got a 1-star review and then you're a scrub, you're a clown. That doesn't work if you're trying to sell you something. We're just here talking and giving free information and BSing. Bro, you can't have a 1-star review. We can have haters watching our show And it might actually be good for us. We could have haters going out and saying sports card radio sucks and they're horrible and they're nothing like CardPorn. And that might get people to be like, oh, I need to go watch the train wreck that is sports card radio, right? As a shop owner, it doesn't play very well. When you're calling people who come into your store clowns, you're tracking them down on the internet, you're sending them threats, you're contacting their work. I don't know if there's a worse look aside from maybe selling fake autographs or selling something counterfeit. So Dave, you can turn these 1-star reviews into a positive. Every single one of them, you can turn into a positive in some kind of way. Hey, you offered 60% of comps. Maybe somebody will take 60% of comps because they don't freaking know what comps means. And they're just looking to get rid of them. So what do you think about our boy Dave?
I mean, I mean, maybe Dave's right. Maybe we won't be around that long. You know, I sold a YouTube channel this week for a pretty nice sum of money. So maybe I'm gonna ride off into the sunset and call it a day.
If I win this Kobe Bryant card tonight, I think I'll never come back to the hobby again. I mean,
let's just say I could buy a lot of those. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I'll place a bid then.
You can place a bid. Put $3,000 on it right now.
I'm high bid, actually. I am high bid.
Oh, okay. I'll let the chat decide. How much should I pay for that Kobe card? It's
8 of 24. It is number 8 of 24.
8 of 24. It's an authentic 10 auto. It's from Exquisite. 8 of 24. I don't know. I'll open it up to the chat and we'll decide. But yeah, things are really good for me. So it's hard for me to like I almost sympathize with Dave a little bit because I remember running a shop and it was kind of before online reviews and things like that. So it was something that we probably would have had to deal with if we were in business for maybe a couple more years. It can be a stressful thing. And certainly right now, when it comes to Topps and it becomes the distribution chain is changing. And then you've got, the distributor stuff is changing. So I can understand it's tough. What I would express to Dave is it's not real. Like I wouldn't really worry about sports card radio. I wouldn't even really worry about a 1-star review. Like you said, you can either deal with those individually, or you can probably get on Google or Yelp and pay some money and get them removed. But what I would worry about is the fact that if you want to get a deal with Fanatics, you have to conduct yourself appropriately. You can't be sports card radio. Okay. I don't need a deal with Topps at all. Okay. I could not work for the next couple of years and be okay. So but if you're relying on the hobby to pay your bills and keep your lights on at your card shop, I'd be worried about, I don't care what he says about us. I actually think it's good for us, good for our business. I don't really care. That's actually how we want people to feel about us. We want either you to be in the chat having fun, either talking crap on us, talking crap on Geoff, talking crap on us, talking crap on Geoff. All of that is exactly what we want. What does he want out of his business? What does he want from his card shop? Does he want to be known as the guy that gets put on tilt when you leave a 1-star review? Does he want to be out here poking and prodding sports card radio? Is that really a good idea? Is that really a good look? So I don't know. I mean, maybe in some ways, this is definitely the week to get me to give a soft answer. This would have been the week because things are pretty good. And, a guy like this, even if this was, even if I was having a bad day or a bad week, a guy like this is not going to get under my skin. He's just a little card shop owner. And if he keeps acting like this, he's never going to get a deal with Topps. He's going to get cut off from all the major manufacturers. All of his customers are going to turn their back on him. And, he's just going to be looking for a job here in a couple of months.
Well, we do have an anonymous email that we got about Dave that I'm going to read right now. And this came from nobody that's left him a review. This is obviously somebody that knows him a little bit better. But this came in earlier this year. Dave's Sports Cards had an overnight burglary. See the attached link, and the link goes to a Fox 5 Atlanta website. There was a burglary, but it's all over the local sports card community how he lied to authorities and claimed certain expensive slabs and wax were stolen, that in fact were not stolen. Parentheses fraud. That was in the email, not me saying that. He cracked the reportedly stolen slabs and resubmitted them to PSA. He also opened the reportedly stolen wax and had it graded. The cards graded, I presume. Also, with the fraudulent insurance funds, he immediately opened a second Dave's Sports Card store near downtown Atlanta. Parentheses balls. Maybe he had balls to do that. This was all reported to the Georgia's Insurance Fraud Department. This guy is scum. So does that change your opinion about Dave's Sports Cards in Roswell, Georgia? Kind of juicy information there. I mean, I don't know how you could make that. I mean, I guess you could make this up, but we get a lot of emails, and we'll actually read several more of them today. This is the one where I was like, yeah, this. I could see this. I'm not saying it's true, but if it is true, it wouldn't shock me one bit.
This is the problem with, and maybe, maybe he's just first learning about sports card radio, which has been around for, 15 years. We've been done this for just an incredibly long time. So at this point in our lives, we're just grateful to be here and people want to tune in. This is what happens at sports card radio. You wave your finger at us, and then all of a sudden the DMs and the emails start rolling in. And so, and that is the case. I would say almost 100% of the time we do a video about someone, and sometimes it's a passing video. It's not even like a big story. Sometimes it is like an exclusive video on somebody, or somebody gets on their Instagram and waves their finger at us and says, "Oh, you're stupid. You're a poor man's card porn," or whatever it is. And, then we get that's when we get the best information. And that's when the best information comes in. And then a second video gets made, and then a third one, and a fourth one. And then they often do kind of the Geoff Wilson thing, and they keep responding. And then a fifth video comes in. Then you become a meme. Then you get on t-shirts. And then, it goes on and on and on. And then you become kind of the lexicon here at Sports Card Radio, where it's either you dip, or it's PPP, or it's, there's a number of different things. So I'm sensitive. I'm actually, believe it or not, I am sensitive to that a little bit, because I think people don't realize this is a tornado over here. So I think there's over 600 people watching right now. That, in the grand scheme of things, it's not like we're Mr. Beast or anything over here. We're not crushing YouTube, but in the grand scheme of things, in the hobby, we're not Jabs. We're not Pac-Man. We're not giving anything away. We're not, there is no reason to watch this show, financial incentive or anything like that. And so people just like to watch and hear, because this is one of the few places where you will have an unfiltered opinion, and we'll tell you how we feel. And, so, I don't think you really want to end up on the channel. I don't think you want to end up on Sports Card Radio. And for a number of different reasons, but primarily because the emails come in essentially accusing you of insurance fraud, which is, I'm assuming in most jurisdiction is punishable by jail time. So is talking back to Sports Card Radio, is that you run the risk of going to jail? And this is kind of where Geoff Wilson is kind of crossed into. Okay, if Geoff Wilson actually did commit PPP loan fraud, This is a man that could actually go behind bars. Okay. So do you really want to run the risk of that? Is it really worth it in the end? And this is what these guys have to weigh. And a lot of them cross the line, and that's okay. It's great. It's great for us. Like, I'm fine with it. Make as much content and much hate content as you want about Sports Card Radio. Put us in the title of your videos. Do videos about us, like SEO us, whatever. That's great. I think it's fine.
So yeah, Dave, just work on your 1-star reviews in a cordial way, and I won't. I never would have heard about you, bro. If you just would have, Roswell, Georgia, not a place I'm probably ever, literally in my life, going to be. But all of a sudden, I saw you being a bully. I probably certainly fashion myself as probably one of the bigger bullies in the sports card world. So when I see somebody in the sports card world trying to bully customers, you better believe Sports Card Radio is not going to let some little card shop in Roswell, Georgia try to bully some customers. Like this is A1. You're going on the website. You're getting talked about. Because there's literally no reason for you to do this. This does not help your business one bit. And then we start getting emails like this, where literally it could be PSA could uncrack all this fraud against you, bro. They know what you submitted. Maybe you've used a group submitter, but Georgia Insurance Fraud Department. It's probably at least one or two people listening from Georgia. So tighten it up, and we do have, like you said, we have sympathy. Our next topic that we're going to be talking about, we had some people who probably never thought they would ever get caught up in the Sports Card Radio tornado this week. And that was, of course, the guys over at Chasing Cardboard. Where should we begin with this? But before, hold on. Time out. All right. Kobe's there.
Okay.
What did this end at? Time out, guys. This is, you can buy, I've seen PSA ones of these sell for like 17. So this is at 15. To place a bid, it would be right at 17. I think that's too much. PSA slab, I would probably nibble at that. This I want to win because the Curry rookie alone is 100, and honestly, we have a lot of nostalgia about the adrenaline set. These used to have codes on the back, and we used to give them. Speaking of giveaways, we used to give these away on our website, and you could get all these people and kids trying to get these I met some people from Australia. They came to America, and I met them because they would come to our website because of the adrenaline codes and the adrenaline content. And I met their whole family, and it was like freaking awesome. So I kind of want to win that just because alone, I think the Curry's worth it. But okay. We had to just settle in. Chat was saying this Kobe like 3 racks. So if it gets another bid, we might. It is jersey number. It is jersey. He's wearing 24, but wow. It is 8.
Oh, okay.
That's so cool. And it's banged up. It's authentic. So, it's not. If you zoomed in on these thing, it's actually, because you could see corner. These exquisite cards came banged up.
They all got banged up. Yeah.
They got banged up. So, okay. Somebody who I'm sure never expected to get caught up in the whirlwind that is Sports Card Radio. And I want to make something very clear here. These videos are fantastic, to be honest. They're like 30 minutes long. They're like kind of like a TV show episode. And if you've ever watched like American Pickers or a kind of a similar show to that, it's basically in that format. People traveling around, trying to buy collections. You kind of get these little human interest stories. You get to learn the cards and stuff. Me making a video about these guys is absolutely not an indictment on their content or what they're doing. Frankly, now that I've watched some of these, I'll probably watch more because I literally watched enough of these videos to where I could make a parody, essentially a parody video. And some people might think that's us making fun of chasing cardboard. Imitation might be one of the greatest forms of flattery. I think every single other one of the videos that I typically make, I'm literally just trying to imitate a poker influencer named Doug Polk, Polk, who makes poker videos. And I'm literally just trying to basically rip him off and copy him and have no shame in that at all. These guys make really nice videos. Having said all that, when you do have 24,000 subscribers, which is quite a bit, and a lot of these videos, the video I'm going to be talking about today has 60,000 views. So more than a few people watching this. This is not us punching down or, picking on some shop owner in Georgia or something. You know what I mean? These are guys who are big on YouTube and big on the platform that we're talking about right now. But I just want to make it clear, this isn't me attacking these guys. I actually want to use it. It's very rare that we can use something like this almost as like a teaching lesson. I've had a lot of people in the hobby come in the last couple of years that frankly are probably still ignorant on how to buy and sell autographs. But let's go through the story. Chasing Cardboard bought a large collection. It's episode 28. This one right here. Ad might pop up. They buy a large collection from a guy named Rick. It included this supposed autograph card of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You could see it's a 2016 Topps card. So it was a quote in-person autograph of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That was in this card collection that was purchased on episode 28 of Chasing Cardboard. So they bought the collection and then they put this stuff on eBay, and the bidder of this card, this ended a couple weeks ago, they knew about the YouTube channel and they kind of trust these guys. They kind of like these guys. But before this ended, the person who was bidding on this rock card messaged Chasing Cardboard and was like, hey, the autograph, and it's a black card with a black signature. So you can't see the autograph that good. But if you zoom in, you're like, hey, the autograph looks a little questionable. Like, is it a real rock autograph? Here's a real rock autograph right here. And it looks a little questionable. So the person who was bidding on it emailed him. He did get a response that said, hey, I bought it from this guy, Rick, on Chasing Cardboard. And he got them signed. That's all I can say about authenticity. The Chasing Cardboard guy says they don't want to deal in non-sports cards. So they didn't get it authenticated, like get it slabbed by PSA DNA or Beckett or JSA or whoever, right? There's really only 3 that really do autographs. So the bidder did win the rock card for $66, which is frankly really, really low. If it's real, that's a hell of a deal, because a signature of the rock is actually quite valuable, even on something like this. So the person who won it, he just wasn't sure if it was real. So what you can do this actually with all eBay listings. You can send the eBay listing or the picture of the card to PSA or BGS, and for like $10 or $15, they'll give you an opinion if it's real or not. So he did that. And here it is. Review. This is from Beckett. Unlikely to pass full authentication. So Houston, we have a huge problem. Beckett says the autograph isn't real. So there is a little bit of correspondence. The bidder says, hey, I'm not going to pay for this because Beckett says it's not real. The Chasing Cardboard guy asks the guy, hey, why'd you bid on it? So he's a little frustrated, as eBay sellers sometimes are when they have to cancel a seller. The remarkable thing, though, is Chasing Cardboard just relisted the autograph on eBay. Same title, same description, didn't mention it, just relisted it. Even though they just were told that it wouldn't have passed, it probably likely wouldn't pass Beckett authentication, which means it's likely fake. So they relisted it. And that's, of course, when I got contacted about this. And I heard about this story. And frankly, if the guy didn't relist the card, I would have contacted him because, hey, he would have found out it was fake. And then maybe he throws it away, or maybe he sends it off to authentication, or maybe he whatever. But the fact that he just cold relisted the card when Beckett says it wasn't real, that made me scratch my head. So what I did is I went and reached out to Chasing Cardboard when this was an active listing. And I said, hey, I want to talk to you about it. Then about a few hours later, I get an email response from Chasing Cardboard. And he says, hey, I don't get the warm fuzzies about the authenticity of this rock card, so I took it down. Which I just thought was weird. Because if you didn't have the warm fuzzies about the authenticity, why did you relist it? And why was he just taking down the auction listing when he gets an email from Sports Card Radio? So we released the video. Obviously, yesterday we released the video about him, and then he responded. By the way, I just want to mention, in the same person he bought the rock autographs from in this video, that guy right there. No indictment on this guy. In the same video where the rock autographs were purchased, this Ty Cobb was in the lot too. There's no freaking way that's real. No. So look, that isn't me putting, is this real here? That's Chasing Cardboard questioning if this is real. So if one thing is a little bit questionable to be real, you would think you would question everything, or at least certainly the autograph stuff. So Chasing Cardboard responded. This is yesterday on their YouTube page. Apparently we're scammers now. And then the link to the video. Here is the scenario. I'm curious your thoughts. This is Chasing Cardboard. Someone you trust goes and gets an autograph from a player on a card. Then a random dude you don't know takes a screenshot of it and sends it to another random dude over at BGS who says it's not likely to authenticate. Who are you going to trust? At the end of the day, we decided to pull it off, never sold the card, but apparently SCR believes we are scammers. Look, there's a whole lot of things wrong with that statement. I'll start with Ty, the guy who runs Chasing Cardboard. This guy here, buddy. It's okay if you trust Rick that the rock autograph was real, but when you go to sell it on eBay to somebody else, you are now asking the buyers to trust you and Rick. So that's why companies like Beckett exist, because they are, at least, despite all their flaws about Beckett, PSA, and we're just talking about autograph authenticators, but you could just lump this in with card grading. Despite all their flaws, Ty, they are at least a neutral third party in this rock situation. They do not know you. They do not know Rick. They do not know the buyer outside of they are a customer. All they know is they're being shown a picture of a rock autograph, and they're going to make a determination if it's real or not. So Ty, that is fine if you say, hey, my friend Rick that I bought it from on Chasing Cardboard says it's real. Fine. You can believe that Ty Cobb's real. You can believe that rock is real, blah, blah, blah. But when you go to sell it on eBay, we now have to trust you. We now have to trust Rick. And in the case of an autograph, that would be, if it was real, be worth quite a bit of money. This card, if it was in a PSA DNA slab, would sell for more than this. I would probably bid on it. So when you say you have a rock autograph, and you go to sell it, we can't just rely on the 1980s model of, hey, come over here and trust me. Me and my boy Rick. Hey, Sports Card Radio, me and my boy Rick, we got these Ty Cobb autographs. We got this, we got the Rock autograph. Especially when presented information from a neutral third party whose profession it is to authenticate autographs, they are saying it's not likely to pass. So when you are presented with that information, then you go to relist it. I don't want to get into his direct messages to me later on, where he basically defends the autograph as real. He says, Ryan, you don't know the story. This is Ty. You don't know Rick like I do. I know those autographs are real. Then Ty, why was it then when I emailed you about it on eBay, you said you didn't have the warm fuzzies about the authenticity of it? So he makes conflicting statements. He tells me, oh, I don't know if it's real. So I took it down. But then he literally DMs me 2 hours later and says, no, I know it's real. You don't know Rick like I do. It's real. It's real. It's just another one of these white, well-dressed white guys. Probably never seen the hood in a day in their life, and they could just go around and tell you, it's real. It's real. It's real. Who cares what Beckett says? Beckett's job is to be a neutral third party. I'll send this to PSA. I'll send this to PSA. I'll get a third party opinion from PSA and we'll see what they say about that. And you bought it in the same collection that had this Ty Cobb piece of scribble, bro. So to me, he makes conflicting statements. He says, hey, he told me he didn't think it was real. But then he's in my Twitter DMs defending it, that it is real and that I don't know Rick. And then he was frustrated at me for not contacting him before I made the video. I contacted him about the card, but then after he basically lied to me, I felt like he lied to me when he said, oh, I took it down because I wasn't sure of the authenticity. No, you didn't. You took it down because I said in the email, I was Ryan from Sports Card Radio. That's why you took it down. So he's made conflicting statements. And I'm not sure, he's either dumb or he's a scammer. In my opinion, he's either dumb or he's a scammer. How does somebody with this much experience just list autographs this way? If this is the case, let's build some trust. Let's go buy some 2016 Topps Rock autograph cards. What do these got to cost? $1 each, $2 each. Let's sign them and let's sell them for $66 each on eBay. And if somebody sends us an email and says, hey, Beckett says it's fake, you don't know Rick like I do. Guys, you don't know Rick like I do. Did you watch the video in Chasing Cardboard? That was real. Why don't we just do this with everybody? Trout, Ohtani, Wembanyama. How much is Webb? Why don't we just do that with Wembanyama? How much did this sell for? $3,900. Cool. I'll just sign some Wembanyama cards and sell them for $66 on eBay. If that's allowed. This is what clowns do. This is what Dale Ball does, guys. You remember him? This is what Dale Ball does. Oh, I got an autograph from Ty Cobb. Oh, this is signed by The Rock. You don't know the story behind it. That's what this guy told me. He told me after he said he took it off eBay because he was questionable about the authenticity. He sent me a message saying, Ryan, you don't know the story behind it. And then I was like, well, tell me the story. And he's like, oh, you're just slandering me. You're fucking da-da-da-da-da. You're this, you're that. You're doing it for money and clicks. What is this? What are you doing this, Ty? Then what is this for? Like I said, if you can get away with this, I'm going to go out today and buy commons of Luka, of Trey, of Ja, of Zion, of The Rock, of Hulk Hogan, of Shawn Michaels. of whoever and just start signing them. This is why companies like Beckett and PSA exist, Ty, for all their flaws, for all of their flaws. This is why they exist, especially for autograph authentication, especially for that. Because otherwise, it's just, Ty's just says, hey, I know Rick. It's good. It's good. The Rock's autograph is good. That's the 1980s way of mentality. The crusty old man puts his arm around you and says, here's Sonny, buy this Joe Montana autograph, buy this Michael Jordan autograph, buy this Mickey Mantle autograph, buy this Joe DiMaggio autograph. And you wouldn't have to go through too many pages of Google to find a litany, multi-million dollars of fraud when it comes to fake autographs. So to just have a cavalier attitude about selling something you know is not authentic. And then you come on and say, hey guys, this doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't everybody just trust this random dude Rick in the video instead of BGS? And when you have the 60,000 people watch this, and you're basically showing them a 1980s way to sell autographs. I will die on a hill with this. This is not the way we sell fucking autographs in this hobby. Period. Clip that, put that on your fucking shows. If Beckett or fucking PSA or JSA says it's likely not authentic, they want to take your money to authenticate this. Trust me, they want to do that. How much would it cost to authenticate a Rock autograph? They want to do that. This would be very valuable. It would be worth a lot more than fucking $66. So when they say it's not fucking real, I'm sorry. I'm going to fucking believe them, and probably, I don't want to speak for the rest of the fucking hobby, but they're sure as hell, Ty, going to believe Beckett over you and Rick. So when you, I don't care if you believe Rick, but when you go to sell something on eBay and you are presented with information that it's not authentic, you don't just go relist it. So I'm going off because it worked. Like, this is how fraud happens. Because if this is allowed, I'm going right now and I'm going to buy cards, I'm going to sign them, and I'm going to put them on fucking eBay. Because that sounds like a hell of a business. I can buy cards for $1, sign them, and sell them for $66. And if people have a problem with it, I can tell them, fuck you. Rick said it was real. You can't allow this. This is 1980s fucking way of selling shit. For all their fucking flaws, I would at least trust PSA and BGS and JSA over this guy and the motherfucker in this video. So I apologize for getting worked up. What do you think about all this?
I mean, to me, it's like, you know, this is like going back to elementary school. And that's why, you know, look, if this guy and his partner or whatever were just starting out in the hobby, that maybe they just gotten back to it after a long time off or something, you know, like I'd have a little more, leniency here. But this is a guy that gets on YouTube and portrays himself as an expert, probably has a staff that's doing these videos. He might even have a staff. You know, some people are bringing up, oh, well, he has somebody listing these for him. It's like, okay, like, does that let you off the hook as a business? So Ryan and I can go hire somebody to list our cards on eBay. I'll get the homeless guy down the street to sign these cards. We'll get a college student to list them on eBay and answer all the questions. And we're supposed to excuse this stuff all of a sudden? We're supposed to, this is the excuse people are coming up with to defend this guy? I mean, you guys are going way down the line. Some of you guys like give people in this hobby so many breaks. You know, it's like your favorite basketball player missing the game-winning shot for 5 years in a row. and you're still like, this is not your favorite baseball team that you're going to root for the rest of your life. This guy is a scammer, okay? Because only somebody that is a scammer would do that. I don't care if you have employees doing it, if you have somebody else running your eBay store, or if you supposedly don't know anything about non-sport cards. I don't know how you don't know anything about The Rock. And I don't know how you get a Rock autograph and you all of a sudden think, I'll just throw this up for $9.99, no bids, one bid. This is The Rock. This isn't some WWE, like, I couldn't tell you who the superstar, maybe it's Roman Reigns right now, maybe it's somebody else in the WWE. I can't tell you who the top guy in the WWE is. This is The Rock. This is one of the biggest wrestlers of all time. And this is, more importantly, one of the most important actors of all time. This is not a non-sport autograph that I just put on eBay for $9.99. That might even be the most criminal thing. That you blow off a Rock autograph as some guy in a beard in Iowa told me it was real. So I threw it up on eBay. And then, one of my customers who's actually a fan of my YouTube channel actually said it was fake. And I just relisted it. I mean, come on. The disrespect. So disrespectful. These guys literally could diarrhea on the ground and they would tell you it smells great. Step in it. It's okay. These guys literally think their shit doesn't stink. And I don't know what it is. If it's because they have some subscribers on YouTube, it's because they get some views on YouTube, it's because they're trying to play that part, it's because they're trying to play the expert. That's the other thing that he does. He gets on YouTube and actually plays he's a quote, ask me anything about eBay. I'm a eBay professional seller, like he actually portrays himself as an expert. It'd be one thing if he got on here and portrayed himself as an amateur, very much like Geoff Wilson. Geoff Wilson told you he was the sports card investor, and every single one of the cards he bought went down. I don't think he had a successful sports card investment. And this guy gets on here and says he's chasing cardboard. He's an expert. He's this, he's that. And he brushes his hands of a Rock auto, just throws it up, 99. Oh, the guy in the beard with a Van shirt. Like, this guy looks like every guy that attended the National in 2017. Like, every guy in the building looked like this guy. There's absolutely nothing special about this guy. Okay. And look, we could all have our problems with PSA's authentication, with Beckett's authentication, with JSA's authentication. Do things get by them that aren't real? Of course. But there are standards in this hobby. Okay. And especially when we're talking about The Rock, we're not talking about someone else. We're talking about, if you look at the WWE as a sport, I don't care if you do or not, but we're talking about one of the either an elite, definitely an elite actor and an elite WWE superstar. It's one of the most recognizable people in the world. And you get his autograph and you don't care if it's authentic. Somebody presents you evidence of it that it's not authentic and you still don't care. Do you actually care about cards? Does the chasing cardboard guy, does he actually care about cards? Does he care about trading cards? What does he care about if he gets a Rock autograph, doesn't care if it's real, doesn't care if it's fake, and just throws it up on eBay? And then just passes it off on, Jake from State Farm, said it was real. I don't understand it. But we've seen this many times in this hobby that You know, a lot of these guys will jump over dollar bills to pick up nickels. And that's kind of the situation where we're at here. You know, he's jumping over dollar bills to go pick up a nickel to sell a fake rock autograph that was clearly fake. And I don't know. Actually, if you ask me today and ask me, does this guy care about trading cards? I would say absolutely not. I don't think this guy cares about trading cards at all. Not one bit. I think what he cares about is creating YouTube videos and trying to get on TV and trying to turn that into something. Because based on the amount of views they get on this video, he is bleeding money doing this. I mean, this is, you know, and I hope if he has a family, he brings them along, because you're spending hours and hours of your life on something you clearly don't care about. He does not care about these trading cards. Doesn't care if they're real. Doesn't care what the athletes that are on them, which is fine. You want to be in this business and you just want to look at it as dollars and cents, by all means, that is fine. But I actually don't think he cares about trading cards. I don't think he cares about the hobby. I don't think he cares about his viewers. I don't think he cares about his customers. I think this is one of those cases that we see a lot. It's a, quote, well-dressed white man that only cares about himself. And based on his videos, I think if you spend this much freaking time on your videos, traveling around the country, doing B-roll, getting yourself like exiting the car, I can't watch this guy's videos. And I'm not criticizing his video. I just can't watch him because there's like in a 30-minute video, there's 19 and a half minutes of B-roll. And it's like, just get to the point. And you could say the same thing about our videos. A 2-hour video where we fucking wail our hands and this, that, and the other. It's not for everybody. Our videos are not for everybody. And I'm not, again, I sold a YouTube channel this week. Not for I don't have a 9-figure bank account, but the bank account's okay. So I'm not jealous of somebody else's YouTube channel. I'm not jealous of somebody else's subscribers. I have more subscribers than this guy. I've made more money on YouTube than this guy. Like, I'm not jealous of any of that. I just think in this hobby, people like this, and he reminds me very much like Geoff Wilson, that they act like they care about trading cards, but whether it's they're just super naive, it basically shows through that they actually don't know trading cards very well, and it comes through with a lot of the information that they pass along.
I was just blown away. I expect something like this from somebody who is like a known scammer or hasn't been in the hobby that long or doesn't sell autographs. If you don't know anything about autographs, you find a storage find or find it in a thrift store, and yeah, you throw it on eBay. Oh, rock autograph. Yeah, sure. You don't know anything about authenticity. You don't know anything about Beckett or PSA or JSA or any of that. That's what I expected it out of. But yeah, these guys, it's the wholesome channel. It's, it's the A&E show. It's the American Pickers of, imagine if the guy on American Pickers did that. Imagine if he bought something on TV, put it on eBay, was basically proved that it's fake, and then just relisted it on eBay. And then in messages was just kind of like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. I know this guy, Rick. It's real. It's real. It's real. I couldn't believe it. And then he contradicted himself in the message, just the contradictions of the messages. He said he took it off eBay because he questioned the authenticity. And then he literally told me a few hours later that it's real. I don't know the story behind it. Rick's this great guy. Who cares what Beckett says? Which is all fine and good until you go to sell it. When you go to sell it, you're asking me to now trust you and Rick. And I'm sorry, I've been to a lot of card shows. A lot of guys look like this. Sometimes they're nice guys. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they'll show you stuff that's real, like those Tom Brady cards. And sometimes they'll show you stuff that looks like that. If that was real, that would have already been in a slab and it would have already gotten sold on Golden or somewhere else. I fucking 100% guarantee you that. Wouldn't have been sitting in that guy's fucking collection.
Yeah, because at some point somebody has tried to sell that, and then it's tried to get authenticated, and then they find out it's fake, and it's like a fake Louis Vuitton bag or a fake Rolex or something like that. Somebody tries to sell it, they take it to a pawn shop, they take it to a dealer, and the dealer like, that's fake. And the person just takes it back, and sometimes they're in disbelief, they don't believe it. But then you find guys like this guy on Chasing Cardboard that's a sucker. He's like Geoff. He's a sucker. He's the mark. Okay. If he's rolling around the country and he thinks this guy is an expert in autographs, I mean, this guy is the biggest sucker in the hobby.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So I'm sure they'll respond, or their media team will respond, or however it works. I don't know how it works these days, and I don't know what to say. Like, is the guy a fucking idiot, or is he a scammer? Maybe we're the idiots.
Both.
Maybe we should be signing these fucking rock cards and selling them for $66 each.
Maybe.
And just being like, yeah, fuck you. Rick said it's real. I don't care what BGS says. Don't care what your quick opinion says. Don't fucking care. Fucking pay for it or not. Why'd you bid on it? Why'd you bid on it if you didn't think it was real? He kept telling me, oh, I sold it as an unauthentic autograph. It's like, what part of this fucking says unauthentic, bro? It says auto on card rare. Nothing about that says fake or might be fake. And when you get this from Beckett, and then you just click the relist button until I email you, then I email you, then you take it down, then you tell me a few hours later that it's real. Like, I'm fucking, like, some of these guys, I told them in the message, I was like, bro, we're just on two different planets. I was like, I told this guy, and conveniently, this guy's name's Ty Wilson. So we got Geoff Wilson and we've got Ty Wilson. I told Ty Wilson, I was like, dude, we are just on two totally different planets. You sell autographs the 1980s way. I at least want to step into the fucking 21st century over here and acknowledge the fact that for all their faults, I'd rather trust Beckett and PSA and JSA than you and Rick over here on this fucking couch. I don't care how many subscribers you have. Don't care how many views you have. Don't care how many people love you. Ty's such a nice guy and da-da-da. It doesn't matter. All I care about is this rock real or not. Ty being a nice guy won't change the fact if this is real or not. Ty having a big YouTube channel won't change if this is real or not. Is the autograph real? Who would I trust to determine that? Fucking certainly Beckett over these fucking two clowns over here. This type of shit gets me worked up because it's like, maybe we're the suckers. Maybe we should just be signing stuff over here. Why am I making videos? Just start signing stuff and put it on eBay. He has 10,000 fucking feedback. Why am I not just signing stuff over here? Who's hot? Webb and Yama. Like I said, I'm just going to fucking start signing Webb and Yamas. Hey, look, it's a redemption. $4,000 for a redemption. Going to start signing his name. L.A. De La Cruz. How much did this sell for? $11,000. Look at what people are paying for these autographs. Think they want to know if that's real or not? How much for Justin Fields? Has he, I mean, God, they're pricing in, not one, not two, not three, but 10 Super Bowls with that price. $10,000 for Justin Fields. Sure would want to know if that's real or not. I'm just going to start signing Justin Fields' name. I'll take $66, guys. Fuck 10,000. I'll take 66. Fuck guys. Fuck 460. I'll take 66. I'll take 60. Email sportscardshow@gmail.com if you want a rock autograph. $60. PayPal us. Venmo me. What ink do you want it in? Red ink? You want it in silver ink? You want it in blue ink? You want an inscription? What do you want? You want Ty's autograph too? Rick's autograph too? It's fundamentally to me insane. Like I said to the guy, bro, we're on two different planets. Like, if you want to say that you can put shit on eBay and just tell people, hey, Rick said it's good, you don't understand, watch my YouTube video. Cool. And if that's how the hobby is going to be, we'll just close the channel right now. We'll just stop making videos. I'll go do Beanie Baby shit. I'll go sell tickets. Football season's coming up. I sure could make a hell of a lot of money selling preseason tickets, I'm sure. We just shut it down. We shut it down right now if this is how we're going to authenticate autographs and if it's okay to do that. And look, I expect fucking idiots. You know, I expect guys like fucking Dave over here to do shit like that. 25,000 subscriber, 60,000 views. And you're over here acting like a fucking 1980s dealer, a bootleg 1980s card show dealer. I'm not even sure this would have, flew in the 80s. Oh, yeah, it's real. It's fucking real. So I'll send it to PSA. I'll send the picture to PSA. I'll get a quick opinion. It's only $15. We'll see what they have to say. If they come out and PSA says it's real, I'll do a video and be like, oh, now we got a dispute. Beckett says it's real. Rick says it's real. Ty says it's real. Beckett says it's fake. We'll see.
Well,
I would bet any amount of money this is fake.
I would just sign a bunch of fake cards and invite Ty over to come buy them. I mean, why sell them one by one on eBay if Ty's willing to buy them and then list them on eBay and then find out they're not real and then just relist it?
Great idea.
Just invite him over.
Great.
Do a video about it.
Let's do it.
Do a video about it. We'll sign. We'll tell him they're real, and he can put them up. They can get quick opinioned and turned down by BGS PSA, and he can just relist them. Let's just do that. That sounds like a great business.
Yeah, then I don't have to sell them one at a time. Ty, come over. I'll sell them to you for $20 each, and then you can fucking go flip them for 60. Let's do that. We'll do a whole chasing cardboard episode, and then just let me know who you want. You want Lou Gehrig, Ty Cobb, Mickey Mantle, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire. Who you want? Barry Bonds, Rock, Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant, Undertaker. I mean, I'm getting my arm warmed up over here because I'm going to be signing some cards because this is the new. Forget group breaking, guys. Just go sell fake autographs on eBay. Get a popular YouTube channel, then go sell fake autographs on eBay. Then when anybody questions you, you tell them that they're slandering you, that they don't know what they're talking about. So that's why I did, that's why I jumped so hard and did a video on these guys, because I was like, if all people that should know how to treat and respect the community when it comes to autographs, I could see maybe listing it initially, but once you were presented with information that it was fake, I know Ty knows who Beckett is. Okay? I know he's sponsored by SGC. So maybe that's why he doesn't want to use Beckett. SGC doesn't do autograph authentication like this. They will if it's a signed card, but they won't if it's like something in person like that. I do, Ty. I know you know what this is. So then once you were presented with information that it was fake, to just click the relist button is unbelievable. And then when I contact you, you say, oh, I pulled it down. Now I just pulled it down because I think it was fake. Then I put the video out. Then you email me and say, no, it was real. It was real. Like, I hope people can understand how sometimes I'm just sitting over here being like, am I being lied to? Are these guys dumb? Are they scammers? I get that nobody wants to be on Sports Card Radio. I get that you do not want to be in a thumbnail and be in a video. I totally get that. Totally get that. Totally understand that and have some sensitivity toward that. But there's a line. And when we start selling fake autographs, this just opens a whole can of worms. Whole can of worms. Why am I sitting here fucking talking when I should be signing rock cards that I can get $60 a hit for? $60 a hit. You can't allow this in the hobby. You cannot. So at best, you have to have a few neutral third parties I wish there were more. I wish they were more communicative. But I sure as hell trust PSA and Beckett more than I trust Ty and Rick. And when you go to sell something, Ty, you're now asking us to trust you and Rick. And I get that normally you're white and normally you can just say things and people eat it up. People believe you, just like Geoff Wilson. You could just say things, dress nice, well lit, well produced video, and people just eat it up, eat it up, eat it up. Ty's a nice guy. Ty's a nice guy. And then you do shit like this, and I'm like, this is like amateur level fucking scamming. And to get this and not question that anything else is fucking not real in that lot that you bought. Like, you literally show it in the video. It's in the video. Is this real? Fuck no, it's not. He bought the rock from the same thing as the Ty Cobb. And just do this all over $60 too. Just throw the card away. We have an autograph of Kobe that's probably fake. We have an autograph of Michael Jordan that's probably fake, that we acquired a long time ago in our card shop days. Those will never fucking see the light of day.
They're hanging up in my office, actually.
Exactly. Unless they were authenticated by Beckett or fucking PSA.
Yeah.
We would never sell those. I would never sell those to anybody. I would give them to somebody before I'd fucking sell them to somebody. And I sure as hell wouldn't present it as real to anybody. Ever. It gets me worked up because, like you said, these guys don't care about the hobby. All they do is they run around and preach about, we care about the hobby and and the hobby, and then you do something like this. It's like a fucking slap in the face. Slap in the face for $66. For $60. What would you guys do for 1,000? What would you guys do for 10,000? What would you do for 100 racks? These guys, these guys are fucking stupid. So I'm sure we'll hear from them or their minions or somebody will come out and we're slandering them and we're stupid and we don't know what we're fucking talking about. And here's the real story. The real story is all right here. The real story is this autograph is not real. This motherfucker was presented with evidence of it, and then he just relisted it. He's either a scammer or he's dumb. He's a scammer or he's dumb and naive. Fucking stupid. Those are the two options that I can come up with. Or both. Or he's both. He's a scammer and he's dumb. That was about all I had on this motherfucker. I mean, I think we wear that. I think we wore that one out. That's fine. I mean, I think we'll find out more about him as time goes on. I don't really care if he responds or if he does. That's his right. He's more than willing. Like at this point, it's more damage control than anything. You can say what you want about a sports card or a radio. Like I said, this week I'm not really too concerned about this a whole lot. Next week it'll probably be the same, and we're probably looking at maybe 2 or 3 years out. I probably ain't going to be giving a damn. So, look, I just think, a lot of these guys act like they care about the hobby, but they don't actually show it. You know what I mean? Like posting a video online of yourself buying cards, that's not showing the hobby that you actually care about it. The real thing is you were presented information, and look, I can understand you got thousands of cards, you got employees, things like this. I'm not saying like if we were in the same spot and we were doing the same content and we were doing the same thing, selling thousands of cards and autograph. I don't know how many cards he's selling. We might sell more than this guy. It's possible.
I'm not saying these things don't slip through the cracks and they can't happen. I know for a fact if I got a rock autograph, the first thing I would do is see if it was authentic. I would look on my own, and if it looked close enough, I would, then I would send it to PSA or JSA or BGS. But if it wasn't close, then I would just either destroy the card or it would go on the wall next to the fake Michael Jordan and fake Kobe that I have in my office. And when people ask me about them, oh, that's cool. I'm like, it's fake. Come over to my, like, it would be in my safe over there. Like if it was real. Okay. Of those, especially of those two athletes. So I'm, people show that they care about the hobby in a lot of different ways. This is not one of them. This isn't one of them.
It just cuts right to the heart of it. Authenticity, being honest. Is it real or not? This hobby has been ripe with fraud. And so these type of things are important, especially for somebody like The Rock, whose autograph is, this is going to be worth more than $460 in the future. Breaking news. This is not, this probably is not going to go down in value. He's that famous. He's like worldwide famous. So to be so cavalier with the author, like, did he put this on eBay? Did he put the Ty Cobb on eBay? Signed Ty Cobb. It says the date, February 14th, 1952 on it. Because of course he would just sign that for some reason. Did he put this on eBay? How much did this sell for?
Somebody has tried to authenticate that, 52 different times and been told 52 times it's fake. And then finally you have the sucker come along and buy it. You know what I mean? So these guys are, he reminds me a lot about Geoff Wilson. Like he's actually in a room. Like if you go to the National, there's a lot of sharks in the room. Lot of sharks, a lot of dealers that have been doing this a long time. Even more impressive are not necessarily the dealers, just the average people walking around. They got a ton of knowledge and they got a ton of passion in our chat too, filled with a ton of knowledge and IQ about the sports card business. These are the sharks when they show up at these events. They can just look at something from 10 feet away and tell if it's real or fake to a high degree of accuracy. When Geoff Wilson shows up at the National, he's the mark. He's the guy that are like, ooh, I got a Jordan autograph that I'm going to sell Geoff. And he'll put it in his video. And I got this unopened box that I'll sell Geoff. Whatnot, the same thing. Whatnot shows up at the National last year. What happened? They opened up a box of 86 Fleer that was clearly repackaged and all that. And so like these marks show up in the hobby and it's usually pretty obvious, Geoff, these guys over at Chasing Cardboard, and if they projected themselves a little bit differently, that they weren't these experts and stuff like that, these mistakes happen all the time. Like if he posted a video, I made a mistake. Like if that was the title of the video. Okay. No problem. Like that's okay. But he didn't do that. He doubled down on it. And that's what these guys do. So it is what it is.
Should we read in another anonymous email?
Oh, well, anonymous emails are great.
Yeah, I love this. Welcome to this one today, guys. Sit back, relax. This one came through the email. sportscardshow@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. We might just cold read it on the show. It says, I've consulted 2 attorneys and I'm moving forward with a lawsuit against Geoff Wilson. I've followed his advice on investing in cards and lost $50,000. Sounds like he actually didn't do too bad. I know some of this is on me. I know some of this is on me. That definitely his lawyer did not write the statement because that's probably want to leave that out. I know some of this is on me, but he's told tens of thousands how they should invest without being licensed to do so.
Yeah. So the rules here are pretty clear. If Geoff, now Geoff did run a pay for pick service where Geoff was like requiring you to pay. And what they would do is they would actually front run the general public. So they would say, okay, guys, I'm on Tuesday, I'm going to recommend buy, Tyler Hero cards. And he would tell this to his subscribers maybe a week before or a couple days before. His subscribers could pile into Tyler Hero cards, and then all of a sudden they all dump them when the thing. That is absolutely illegal. That is a pump and dump scam. That it violates SEC law. That anytime you actually pay for financial advice, and we'll put that in quotes, if you exchange money for that, you have a case against Geoff Wilson. If he was if you go in the Wayback Machine, that's the great thing about the Wayback Machine. You can go in the Wayback Machine and get back to Geoff Wilson's website. You can see he had a pay for picks service where you actually had to pay for his advice. That is 100% illegal. Period. End of story. No discussion. I don't know if jail time or what the fine is for there, but certainly there would be some financial ramifications for that. Geoff is guilty of that. Period. End of story. Geoff is guilty of security law crime. He is a criminal of that. Okay? Period. End of story. There's no discussion. The proof and the evidence is unequivocal. Okay? He made people pay so he could front run the general public. They piled into cards. You had to pay for that information, and then he dumped that information onto the general public later. Okay. Now you could argue if you were the general public on the other end, you weren't necessarily paying him. You could argue that he was violating securities law initially, and then he dumped it on you. Like, I'm not an attorney. I don't know the law that well, but I just understand it from a financial perspective. Now I can get on YouTube and say, guys, go buy XYZ ticker, go buy this, go buy that, go buy this. It's going to the moon, rocket emojis, GameStop and Palantir and all these stupid stocks people piled into. And if you lost money on that, you can't really do anything because you didn't pay me. Okay. If you just watched my YouTube video and I was like, buy, there's no real case there. It's when money changes hands. And in Geoff Wilson's case, money did change hands and he did give financial advice. So certainly if you exchanged money with him and you paid him for picks, you have a case and you will win that. You will actually win that. Now, if you were on the other end and you were just the general public, probably a little bit harder to prove, probably a little more nuanced of a case where I don't know if it'd be worth it from an attorney's perspective to work on that, but you probably have a case there as well. So that's where Geoff Wilson is. Oh, slap a bit on that. I don't care. Put that on there. Yeah, do that. There we go. So like you might have a case against Geoff Wilson. Might actually legitimately have a case. And this is why Geoff Wilson gets on full-blown tilt when you start mentioning pump and dump scam and his old ways of selling picks and making you pay for picks. Like that puts him on full-blown tilt when you mention that. And that's when he starts mentioning lawsuits and take this down and this, that, and the other, because he knows he's dumb, but he's not that dumb. He knows he's guilty of that. He knows that was a big mistake.
Right. I think the thing is, I think it couldn't be a personal, like some rando person couldn't sue Geoff Wilson and even think about winning. I think it's if the government who enforces the laws on some people think, oh, you have to be talking about securities. No, it's sometimes you could actually just compare things to stocks and you're talking about securities. And Geoff did that quite often. Geoff actually compared these cards to the S&P 500 or this card to stocks. You're talking about securities if you compare gold and silver to stocks. And if you charge for it, you get into some gray areas. Again, you're probably not going to get a ticket if you jaywalk across the street, but by the letter of the law, yeah, Geoff probably has fucking, violated some securities laws.
He has.
Because he charged for it, and then he would compare cards to stocks. You're talking about securities. That'd be a hell of a way to get around that law. It's like, hey, I was just talking about baseball cards. What are you talking? I wasn't selling stock picks. I was talking about baseball cards. So yeah. Now, could this rando guy sue Geoff and win? Probably not. Probably not.
I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I don't know. Look, with a good enough attorney and enough money, you can pretty much do anything you want.
Right. He could sue Geoff. He could. That's why he could sue Geoff. It just does like, could he get it over the finish line? It'll cost him probably more than $50K to get something like that over the finish line.
It would cost a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's out of his mind. Whoever sent this email. I mean, you're just, hey, you only lost $50K. You actually did. You didn't do too bad, bro.
Well,
sell the Will Gryers.
He put in 51K and he lost 50. No, I would look if you lost 50K in cards, maybe an extra $15,000 to throw at an attorney is not, it's a Hail Mary at this point.
We'll talk about it. You could, if you sue Geoff Wilson, you can come on the channel. We'll sponsor anything you want to sponsor. Hey, we'll be there covering the lawsuit. I mean, whatever you want. So that's that's mainly why I showed this. Hey guys, we are going to be at a card show August 19th. So after the National, you guys got no excuse. You want to come, the Mexican cartel, you want to come spit in our face. You want to tell us that we're bad for the hobby. You want to come, hey, Ty Wilson, you want to come film a episode of Chasing Cardboard? Drive on out, Auburn, California, 1-day show, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. At least myself will be there. You might have some other things going on, but you might be there as well. So just want to throw that in there. I'm sure I'll be giving a tease for that in our videos going forward. What the hell else do we want to talk about? That as far as topics, that was about all I got. I was wanted to see where these cards ended up.
Okay, let's check out these cards.
$14,000 for a 1-of-1 Justin Fields. I
guess we got football season coming up. I mean, we got a month and a half until we have football. Well, obviously August, but then September is like the real games. So
you make the real money in preseason, though. If anybody want to scalp football tickets, you make the real money in preseason because people give those tickets away. So if people give you tickets for free, and you can, it's kind of like selling. It's kind of like selling autographs. Somebody you're just printing money in the preseason. Ellie De La Cruz, $11,000.
Is he still doing good?
Yeah, well, he got on first the other day, then he stole second, stole third, and then stole home. So, I mean, it's easier to steal bases in major leagues now because of the rule changes, but that's pretty good. That's like a Billy Hamilton. That's like a Billy Hamilton move from the minor leagues back in the day. Yeah, you somehow get on first, and then you just steal second, steal third, and still home. No problem, right? Easy peasy. Webenyama, $4,200. Now, I believe this is the green parallel, and we remember that Webenyama and Ruben and the Mike Mahan guy, they showed a picture saying one of these cards, I think the first ever, there's that picture of him holding it with Michael Rubin. So it might be that one of these might be inscribed, first ever card, but so sometimes these might sell a little bit more. You kind of have like a 1 in 99 chance. Although that card's going to go to somebody in the Good Old Boy Network. How much our girl Beyonce sell for? $371. Time left. That would be more than a half hour with Beyonce, that's for sure. Kobe Bryant. We slapped a bid. We're high bid. We're gonna have to stay on the show until this ends. So,
how many more minutes? 12 minutes.
12.
Okay.
Unless somebody plays the bid.
Okay.
Tiger, like I said, you can get these for like $1,700. So, I don't know. This I want to win just for nostalgic purpose, but I think I can make money on it. Derek Fisher, these actually rarely come up for sale. And we're Lakers fans, so I would buy that and keep that, but I'll wait. I'd rather win Kobe. All right, questions. What do we want to do? We want to rip Ty again? Rick?
No, I mean, I think we got enough.
All right.
I think we did enough with that. Ryan, did Olivia Dunn ever give your answer about the backdooring?
God.
Did Livy get it back into your DMs or?
This young lady, first of all, if I was First of all, if I was 20 years younger, that would be the real story. But no, We're working on things. You know, we're me and Livy. We're working on things. All business, obviously, just all business. And maybe I'll have to slide into BG's DMs because it's not. It looks like maybe he has her DMs. So
Okay, well,
so we're working on it. She's a busy
Be a
girl.
great-
So
be a great reason to get Brian Gray on the horn if he can get Olivia
exactly.
Dunn over here. Robbie Mills says, "How is Santiago? I'm assuming Santiago Sports Cards doing? I don't know. I haven't really like after the whole like C-Bless thing. He kind of like put on his man purse and kind of backed down a little bit. I have not. He's not been on my radar since then. I'll just say that."
I did see a tweet where he said he was going to less card shows this year. So it could be that his activity at the shows and people don't see him, and maybe he's focusing on I don't know where he's located, but it could be just he's focusing on his shop and his area and whatever he's got going on, or complying to the new Fanatics rules or whatever.
Yeah, these guys better watch their mouth. That's what's great. That's what I love about the new Fanatics rules. It's like, you better watch your mouth because then we'll amplify what you said. And I'll tag Tops in it and the employees there. I mean, it's not hard to figure out who these guys are. And if you got a Tops relationship, this is why, like, some of these guys, we don't hear from them no more. They are real quiet, because we'll go there. We're not scared to go there. Like, if we know your distributor relationship or your relationship with the manufacturer and you start coming at us, we'll shut you down real quick. Make you quiet. That's why those guys have gotten real quiet. Has the cartel come to Stockton? Cartel might run Stockton. I don't know. I don't even know who the mayor is these days. Little known fact, and this might disappoint some of the crowd. The clan that is Ryan and Colin and his family have all left the great city of Stockton many moons ago. Many moons ago. We gave up on the city of Stockton for a while, but it is actually not a city I shy away from saying I'm from and saying I appreciate, because it did help make who I am. Walking through the streets, like, I walked over that entire town, and I would referee basketball in the area of town where I was the only white dude in the whole gym. And those things make you who you are. Those moments make you who you are. And I would never trade where I was from for anything. And I do appreciate it.
Real talk. Ty Wilson and Geoff Wilson, you guys should just go stroll around downtown Stockton for a little bit, and that might wipe the smug right off your fucking face. And you wouldn't be pulling stupid shit like this.
Yeah.
Like, where did you guys grow up that you could fucking think you can pull stupid shit like this?
But look, now that I'm a father and I have responsibilities and stuff, would I roll around in downtown Stockton? No. Okay. So I actually avoid those places now. I mean, I was in Stockton not that long ago, a couple weeks ago. But I try to avoid. I had an opportunity to be in downtown San Francisco for the last 2 days, and I didn't go. So
I'm actually Oakland lately.
Like, yeah, exactly. I'd rather go to downtown Stockton than downtown San Francisco right now.
100 times out of 100.
Because I had a free trip, free hotel at a nice hotel, 4.5 star on hotels.com or whatever. Free, everything free, paid for, dinners, and I didn't go because it was in downtown San Francisco. So it tells you a lot about what's going on. Philip Fabiani coming in again. I think he was a contributor last week, $10. How is crazier, the owner of Dave's Sports Cards or the typical Stockton homeless person?
I actually, there were crazier homeless people in Arizona, but the people, like the homeless people in Stockton, you keep to your own when you're down there in Stockton. You're not, you're not trying to make eye contact. You just, you all business down there.
Yeah, if they make an eye contact with you, that's a problem. Like, the eye contact is key, and what they're doing with their hands. Just look at someone's eyes. It's like the window into the soul, and then their hands are the secondary thing. You learn this in subconsciously. You learn this in Stockton, and then I took all this self-defense stuff, And I was like, oh my God, I already knew all this, but I didn't actually I wasn't really aware of it. The eyes and the hands tell you everything you need to know. Watch for those. And yeah, usually when they're not making eye contact with you and their hands are not necessarily in their pockets or down or hunched over, you're okay. Anthony Declare, what happened to those losers, Clouts and Chara? I don't know.
Oh
I'm
my
not sure.
God, I meant to do a video about them. I actually have
You want to
dirt
save
about
it?
them.
Yeah, do you want to save it?
Yeah, because I actually can't remember it. Actually, I have dirt though, and I have it all written
Anthony,
out, and
don't worry. We have another video
it's coming. Thank you actually for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. We will have dirt on one of the largest card shops in Canada very, very soon. That guy's a fucking cocksucker. Fuck you, fucking dude from Clouts and Char. If you're watching, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Thinking you could talk to me like that. Fuck you.
We sipping on that goose. I'm trying not to go overboard. I do have to do some work tonight, so I'm trying not to go overboard, but it's not too hard. I've done most of it. Michael Ham, Fish Sheen, and Sports Cobbyist SER. If you get a card, what company and product would you want it from if you had a choice? If I got my own card,
where's my card? I have my card somewhere around here.
Yeah, you have cards. You're like, the Tops events Ryan's been to, they've given him cards and stuff. I think if I had my own card, that's a really good question. I'd almost have to think about it a little bit. I'd almost want it to be like kind of weird, like just like kind of like oddball, like maybe like gravel, like embedded gravel, and it's like the streets of Stockton or something, and it was like gravel from like whatever the downtown Stockton or something. I think that would be interesting. And then like like a I don't know like a patch of a hood or something. I don't know, like something like that. Like the insert set was the hood, and then it was like the streets of Stockton, something like that. And who would I want to make it? I don't know. I like Upper Deck. Like, I don't know. Never necessarily like Upper Deck, what they're maybe doing today. I'm not as familiar with it, but maybe Upper Deck. But Brian Gray's kind of funny. I think, I think in the future, like Ryan and I have talked about this, like maybe getting like Brian Gray can do like weird stuff or whatever, like creating a sports card radio set where we have like some game use stuff. Maybe we get like the Daniel guy that still comments.
Yeah.
We get him to sign something.
Right.
We can send it off to like some of these other guys, see if they would sign it. We could do like
get
material cards. Maybe get Geoff. I don't know if he'd want to do it, but maybe Kenny on his maybe Kenny inscribed 4.2 acres.
Yes.
I mean, how great would how like I feel like we could have some amazing cards that we can make. And if some of these people that we've kind of roasted would kind of play into it and kind of have fun with it, I think like if Geoff like inscribed PPP on his card or something like that. I mean,
I need that.
How great would this be? So we've talked about it. Next time, I haven't talked to Brian in a while, but or it's maybe it's been a month or two. But there was a story that crossed a little while ago that we talked about, him and I, quite a bit. But the next time a big story comes across, like next time I talk to him, I'll float that idea to him. That can we create a sports card radio set? And then obviously with like the fans and stuff, we won't do it to make money. Like we'll like just try to
charity.
Maybe break even on some of it. Like, maybe try to like get some of our costs back. But here I am like bidding on Kobe's just on a whim.
This will not be in the product. This will not be in the product.
Yeah, there won't be. This is in the safe, guys. It's going in the safe, including a new. I haven't decided AP or Rolex, but we'll find out. Autodidact University, $2. We've got Heads on Sticks. You've got Ventriloquist. Thank you very much for the $2. And he came in with another $2. Fake cards, still good vibes. War and Romy. Thank you very much for your contributions to today's show. Zeke's Cards. Can SER investigate the White House? Need the truth. The problem. Here's the problem. You investigate the White House, you'd go to jail or you'd be dead. Like that. Like That's why, like, I would not like, and this is a shame. This is a shame in this country. I would not start a political podcast. I would not. And somebody brought it up, like the My Pillow guy. He's having to sell a lot of his equipment. His business kind of gone downhill. And look, not alleviating him of all, when you run a business and stuff like this, maybe there's a line that you shouldn't cross or whatever. But this is where we're at in the country. I wouldn't start a podcast and criticize either side of the aisle, especially the ones that are in power right now in the White House. I would not cross that line, but I have the utmost respect for the people that do. Honestly, I do. Whether or not I agree with them all the time, I don't know, but I have that respect because you are putting it on the line. You're putting it on the line. Did we get the video I sent about platinum card breaks scamming someone?
That came through today. I didn't have a chance to look at it, but I'm going to look at it.
We'll look at it.
I'm definitely going to look at it for sure.
Appreciate that. Appreciate the hot tip. Thank you. Fooey coming in with the $25 to replace. Yes. To replace your bottle of goose after tonight. And I've got a weird background, so you can't really see it, but thank you. I really shouldn't replace it, but I probably will. Not a big drinker, honestly. I'm not really a big drinker, but little vodka towards the end of the week, not gonna hurt anybody. Philip Fabiani coming in again with the $10 SCR new show idea. This is good. I mean, we getting paid to get new show ideas. I love this. Chasing scammers and grifters, chasing cardboard. Is it real? SCR. F no. It's not real.
Not real.
That's right. This is great.
Yeah. You say it's real.
That's
I say, fuck you. It's not real.
Yeah.
Looks like we might have won a Kobe autograph.
Ooh, okay. That's good.
It's cool because it's 8 of 24.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty fucking cool.
And I like to have 2 because it's like, if you need to sell one, you have 2. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, it's like
you
you're
pick one.
Yeah.
I like to have 2 of everything, 2 watches. I don't have 2 houses, but like when the market gets hot, when like the watch market got hot, what did I do? I sold some watches. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I like to have 2 of things because, and same with the stocks, like you buy 100 shares or whatever, and it gets hot. You could sell them all, but you can sell like 50 of them or something. I don't know if that's great advice, but buy 2 of things and then you
spend more money. You sound like Geoff.
Money.
Just buy.
And then now's not a bad time to buy this stuff. Honestly, I don't think it's that. I don't think we're going to be sitting here. And look, we've been doing this for 15 years. I don't think we're going to be sitting here 15 years from now and being like, oh damn, I paid $3,000, paid $3,300 for a Kobe.
Look at over here. This is why I do this, guy. They're paying $4,000 for a fucking Wembanyama autograph.
Redemption.
Now this kid,
$9,000.
This kid has lived up to the hype. So I'm not going to shit talk anybody who wants to spend $11,000.
Are we really saying that Ellie Dela Cruz is going to be more culturally relevant to sports than Kobe Bryant ever was in his entire life? No way.
Well, Ellie Dela Cruz is certainly about to sign his name about 1,000,000 times.
Times.
This card, while it's cool, first Bowman, yellow, blah, blah, blah.
And I wouldn't, like, I'm not criticizing somebody spending, like, hats off to you. Spend $9,800 on that card. I'm glad. And if it makes you happy, by all means, knock yourself out. $12,000 for a $15,000 for a mid-tier quarterback. So it makes me feel good. Like, Kobe's are cash in the bank. I'm gonna put that in the safe and I
just want to show this card.
Buy another one next month.
If anybody at Fanatics is watching, in 2011, Bryce Harper was like the biggest motherfucker. He was like fucking Ellie Dela Cruz times 10. I mean, when he signs cards, make sure the fucking pen won't fucking fade 12 years later.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Really?
Yeah,
So Fanatics this is a Bowman Platinum card. So please, whatever happens, like this could happen on a $5 card. Who cares? But when it's the motherfucking guy, so when you get Wembanyama to sign these cards, let's make sure that 12 years later, they don't look like this. I think that's not too much to fucking ask. This type of shit pisses me off too. It's like, really, these were redemptions too. I could almost bet $90 or whatever. This card's worth a lot more than $110. I can almost bet these were redemptions. He signed them, and what the F happened? And look at Beckett gave it a 9 back in yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, like in some cases too, like I'm not trying to sit here and make excuses, but it could be that they sent him a pen and he used a different one. I don't know. My guess is there was some
well, that's the thing. When it's some random guy, send him a pen. If he uses a different one, who cares? But when it's Webb and Yama, and Bryce Harper was the motherfucker. He was the De La Cruz. Like, he was the effing guy. Basically until Trout got called up, kind of around a similar time. But fucking Harper was the guy since he was 16. And they put him on Sports Illustrated. I've been hearing about this guy. And then you get him to sign cards. And it turns out like this 12 years later. Look at how old this Kobe Bryant autograph is. 2008.
Looks pretty good.
And it looks freaking
I mean,
good to me.
Looks good since I just bought it, but I mean,
objectively it does act. I mean, it does. It looks good. This looks good.
Fine.
Is there a little fading off toward the end when he's picking up the pen? Of course, but
I'm trying to buy like 10 of these. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like, so I'm not too concerned. And maybe that's where it is with Bryce. Somebody's had 15 of those things. They don't really care.
Well, yeah, this is a hell of a price. I mean, this is worth a lot more.
But it's a good price. Good card. Nice card. NK, is it worth selling cards on Check On My Cards? Yes, it is. Yes. And that's not a joke. It's a yes.
Yes.
Ziggy, no. Card Ladder sold picks longer. Why don't you call them out?
There, we just did.
Yeah.
Sold. It's cards. The thing is, when I called out Card Ladder on one of these videos, and if you asked me about what it was for or when it was, I actually can't remember. But I just remember I mentioned Card Ladder. I think it was like an anonymous email I read. And I swear to you, my phone fucking didn't stop ringing. It didn't blow up. How these people have my fucking personal phone number, I have no idea. But my fucking phone just... So mentioned Card Ladder. Yeah, so Card Ladder definitely at some point sold picks. That is, you certainly could look into the logs, and the
laws are clear. There's no gray area there. If you sell information, you take compensation. Selling securities advice, and they roll collectibles up into that. It can be anything: real estate, coins, anything. You have to. There's certain licenses you have to obtain. And I have to deal with this too. I recommend stock picks, but there's ways you can do that where you get around. You basically avoid that kind of thing. Nathan and Rob 76. How many card tables and dealers will be at that card show August 19th?
Maybe 50.
Yeah,
Maybe 50.
It's not going to be a giant one. It's a one-day thing, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. But look, you get out in a great part of California. There's a great guy that's putting it on. So that's why we're doing it.
Super nice guy. That's why we're doing it. Super nice guy that's putting it on. And I love that part of California. And it's after the Nationals, so there'll kind of be the buzz of kind of worn off cards a little bit, and go up there one day. So I could literally drive up there, boom, pull out the display case and any cards that we have.
I don't even know if we have any cards, but
I think we're getting like 6 huge shipment, literally 6 huge.
Okay, yeah, I got those texts today, so those are coming. Are you going to sell the whole table again in that video?
Hell yeah,
that was cool. Yeah, we're going to try it again. We're going to try. In fact, the guy that's putting on this show bought the table.
He bought the table.
That's how we kind of struck up. We were at a Kings game maybe 2 weeks ago with his family and stuff, and it was cool. And we text with them and stuff. Like, if you got Sports Card Radio cell phone number and you texting with us, like, there's like, I can count on. I might be on a second hand, but there's probably only one hand of people that actually have my cell phone number and text me about cards. So if you get into that exclusive circle, I must like you quite a bit, and he bought our whole table. So it was like, we got to go home. So it was great. Had a great time. I got to come back to my family a lot sooner. David Snyder, will you ever come back to the Dallas card show? That's directed at Ryan. I have nothing against Dallas. I could see if the Cybertruck, I'm going to try to pick up my Cybertruck in Texas. I think it's Austin where the factory, I don't know where that factory is for Tesla. My goal is to come to Texas and pick up a Cybertruck is what I'm trying to do. I don't know if it'll be this year. I don't know if it'll be next year or the year after. But if the Dallas Card Show is going on at the same time, then I'll go. But it's the only reason why I want to go to Texas is to pick up a Cybertruck. Ryan, will you go back?
It was easier going to these card shows back in these days because we did a podcast and nobody really knew who we were. So it's a little different when you're like, I go to the grocery store, nobody knows who I am. I can go outside, I can go to the bar, maybe see a couple friends.
Speak for yourself. I was recognized. I was recognized not that long ago at the
really?
at the I don't know if I told you this. I was at the post office. It wasn't the official. It was like a mailbox post office that I have a post office box. And somebody like looked at, like, I could tell he's like looking at me like he knew me. I never seen the guy in my life. He's like, Sports Car Radio. And I was like, it was right when we were like teeing off on like Geoff and Ken and like all these guys.
Not to get served.
Yeah. I was like, oh God. Like, you know, like I'm well equipped, let's just say, that to handle my business if I got to. But no, he's totally friendly and it was cool. But yeah, I've been recognized out in the, not at an event, like just out in the freaking wild. Like, oh, are you sort of, and it was like a really weird thing to happen to me. I remember telling my wife, I was like, somebody recognized me from the YouTube video, not at a card event. So, but that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, I can understand like showing up at these things. You know, I tell you what, you wear like a hat and some sunglasses or something. Like nobody's good, and some headphones or something.
It's not that I don't want. It's not that I would want to see anybody. It's just the National and the Dallas Card Show are big shows, and so like everybody's there, and then you know, it'd be like the little show. Like we're going to this little show or whatever. Like I'd walk into a little show every day of the week. It's just some of these bigger shows. It's like, do I want to sit at home and smoke weed, or do I want to fucking have to go, you know, talk to people? It's like, you know. So my choices are usually. Well, I'd have to get on a flight. Literally, I have to get on a flight to then, you know, walk around a card show where half the people might hate me, half the people might like me. Somebody might come up to me and I don't know if they're a fan. I don't know if they're not. So there's some anxiety there that I'd rather just probably sit at home, to be honest. It was way easier back in these days. Now, actually, it's funny. In this video, Tom Fish of Blowout Cards literally comes up to me and says, get the fuck out of here. And me and him had like a shouting match the next day. I wish I would have got that on video. That would have had a lot of views. Look, see, I'm going to get a chuckle out of Mr. Fish. Fishy Fish. Everybody's clowning on Fish. I can't believe Fish did that. People are, and this is 5 years ago or whatever. So old beef, old sport. But he comes up to me right in here somewhere and he says, get out of here. Stop filming. I'm literally doing a commercial for his booth that has 20,000 views. And that was a lot of views back fucking 5 years ago when nobody was creating sports card content, and he told me to get lost. And it's like, God, you guys are fucking morons. But yeah, it was easier going back. Only Top Fish recognized me back in these days. So
yeah, he gave me the stink eye at the Tops conference 2 years ago. I was like,
yeah, fuck him too. Tom Fish, if you're watching, it's like, there's one for you, Tom.
Who is it? Who is this guy? You flew in, I drove in, and I know what I got, and I know what you don't got. So don't step up, bro. Jay Cyrus coming in with the $2. He looks way older than that. That's why I didn't recognize him. Like, I was like, dude was staring me down. I was like, who is this guy? Like, I was like, why is this guy looking at me? And I was like, and then I like kind of, it's like, I'm not like an AI computer or whatever. I can't process things super fast. And I was like, oh, that's Tom Fish. Like, he's probably lost a little bit of weight, but he's gotten he looks way older than that photo. Way older. And look, I'm going to look way older here in 5 years anyways, too. So it's not like I'm criticizing, but like his photos that you see are
he's way older than me. Like, here's a real young one. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
like,
way
he doesn't-
young in that
no,
one.
way older than that. He looks way older than this. He doesn't have a lot of it. To his credit, he has all of his young photos out there. He don't look like that no more, because he was giving me the stank eye, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" Like, am I gonna have to pull out on him? Like, I don't know.
Why? Wait, why have it? Why, wait, we should have went to Tom Fish is the classic warehouse fat cat turned overweight jabroni sensation thanks to Card Corner Radio. Oh my God! What? Mojo Beardy.
Where you been?
Yeah, 2011. If you want to come on Sports Card Radio, please. Jabroni
Direct your blog.
Yeah, please. You are a welcome guest. I mean, your takes fucking 12 years ago are right on. Look at this. Shortly after the Carlsbad cartel minion, Chris Carlin, finished his explanation on the consumer safety distribution scam Upper Deck now has in the works, Mr. Fish came out of nowhere attacking Upper Deck's decision to not include him on their Oh my God.
Yeah,
This is
jabroni of the month.
I'll drop a link to this in the chat, because just so if somebody wants to
blow up his traffic. All of a sudden the website doesn't work because too much traffic.
It's a .wordpress, so they'll
okay,
be
they're
fine. Yeah,
they're on AWS. Is he still posting, or is that this is
let me look. 2014, dang it.
Okay, it's been a while.
Mojo Beard, you are welcome to come on the channel
back.
and
come on
about
back.
cards. Yeah,
people say like we're
back.
like oh, so negative, those sports car radio guys. Like, dude, like,
where were you guys?
Yeah. You guys don't have a nutsack. That's the problem. It's like 90% of the hobby doesn't have a nutsack. The rest of them show up in the chat and understand how things go. Weiss with the 1999. What's 100K car? What 100K car did Geoff Wilson buy at the National for his channel? This is a field study write-off for my other LLC. I don't know. Like, he's bought a lot. He bought
100K. It was a star Michael Jordan PSA 8 right when right when PSA was starting to grade those cards. He bought a PSA 8 star Michael Jordan.
Because only BGS, I think, was
for grading him, and he paid like $100.
Top.
He paid top dollar.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he is the mark. He would show up at these things, and like a dealer would have one of these cards, and the dealer could just name their price. You know what I mean? Like, just name it.
Yeah, these started selling for this is not worth 100,000 or whatever it says.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean,
this is what he bought. He bought one of these for 100 racks. So,
I mean, I'll list my house tomorrow for $1 million and see if it sells.
Say 1 of 6. So that includes the buy. That includes the
7 sports memorabilia. Can you guys eventually do a video on the entire CMC process? Want to understand?
The problem is here's the problem with I would actually probably love to make a video like that. And maybe we should talk about it on the live stream. The problem is if I make videos like that, it's especially nowadays, it's you're pumping. Oh, what the fuck you over here on ComC buying quarter cards? Nobody likes or want those videos. What we do at Sports Card, we try to actually give people want us to talk about Geoff Wilson. People want us to fucking roast these guys over here when they're selling fake shit. They actually don't want our knowledge on Check Out My Cards, which we've been a supporter of that website for.
Yeah, they don't want to find out how you can print money over at Golden. You know what I mean? Like they want.
No, we get crushed. We get crushed for this. We get crushed for this. I've sold 500 cards on Golden. I could make a hell of a video about the vault, about selling stuff, about using.
They've done some nice improvements too to the vault.
They've done a ton of nice improvements.
Isn't that right?
You can now search. You can now search in the vault on Kenny's site. You can actually now bid. You can make multiple bids at once.
Oh, that's nice.
Instead of having to click through bid, you can turn it in this list format and bid multiple cards at once.
That's cool.
This is what you could do this on PWCC previously. And I was like, they need to make it so that you could sit here and you're trying to bid on all this. Oh, look, Joe certified, I want to bid on these. Okay, so I do that. I'll bid on these.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Bid on these. And then you click here, review, confirm. And now I think what happens is so I'll clear all the bids I previously met, but then I'll place these bids.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so 3 winning bids. So now I'm high bid on these, high bid on these, high bid on these. So you could sit here and click through. They got 6,000 listings. You could sit here and fucking takes you actually not a lot of time to sit here and go through all this shit and bid. Click one button, boom, it'll place all the bids. Imagine if you could do that on eBay. Imagine if you could fucking do that on eBay and you could just click, and then hit one button, bid.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, so these sites do
nice.
save you time, oh, okay. Boom. I just bid on 3 things with a few clicks. Done. High bid. So if you're trying to win a lot of stuff, if you're only looking at 1 or 2 things, this doesn't matter. But if you're trying to win a ton of stuff, we'll try to do that more on our live streams. The problem is when I make videos about this, you either get accused of pumping your own book, pump and dumping. Why are you buying quarter cards, even though we're buying $1,000? Why are you selling $1 cards? Well, because that's easy. That's the fucking easiest thing in the world. People are, underpricing cards all the time. But we'll try to get on here more. I mean, I've sold 600 cards on Golden in the last couple of months. Stuff rips off all the time on their marketplace. When his Netflix show came out, show came out, it was like every other sold. Dude,
I haven't kept up with it, but like if they get renewed for season 2, like I swear to God, I would not sell anything for the 2 months leading up. And then just wait until it got launched on, like when the Netflix show was popping, like it was like
ding, ding, ding,
like
ding,
it was
ding,
a flood of orders. So like, like take advantage of these types of things. And look, there's people on their high horse and there's people that want to take the moral high ground. We actually like this hobby. Like we actually like these cards. We might poke fun if it's pictures of men and it's this, that, and the other, but it's like, dude, you can make fun of my watches. You can make fun of my cars. You can make fun of my clothes. Like, I don't care. Like I might think it's funny. You know what I mean? And so we're just having fun over here. And the original question was, do a video on the COMMC process. We'll jump into that on a live when it's a slow week. We don't have people talking about how we're card porn wannabes and you got, relatively large YouTubers selling fake rock autographs and trying to act like they're fucking big time and shit. We'll do that. Super vintage baseball cards coming in with the $2. I think he said it's $5. So it's good. Thank you. Super
we'll take anything we can get.
Excuse me, Sharper. I can't even read. That's what happens when you drink a bottle of Goose. Sharper vintage baseball cards. Thank you. Oh, he came in with 5.
Whoa!
Came in with 2, and he was like, "No, that's not good enough. I'm gonna give you guys 5." Thank you, my man. Thank you. Turns out to be 7. Lucky number 7. Next time we're in Vegas, we're looking for 7s. Well, Ryan, I've got. Despite selling my YouTube channel, I do have work to do tonight. So, man, I'm going to be doing good here. Screw these Kobe autographs. I'm going to be bidding on, I'm going to be hanging out with Beyonce here in a minute. I mean, I'm trying to, the next 10 years, I'm trying to, the little Ken Golden 9-figure bank account. That's what we're shooting for. So, I do have work to do. It's not going to take me that long, 2 hours, but I do have some work to do, and it's really so I don't have to work this weekend. So we're going to cut it off. Man, Beyonce looks good right there.
She does.
Man, she looks good. Lovely. She's quite lovely. A random question. Okay,
better than that card.
Yeah. I mean, so we know you like Pearl Jam. Totally off topic. We're so deep in this damn thing. We might as well just one last off topic thing. I was asked the other day what concert I would go to. What artist would I see now? Basically, what would I pay money to go see an artist? Not Pearl Jam, not a band that everybody knows you like already. What band would you go and pay money to see now in concert? Wow, you don't have any?
They have to be more current than Pearl Jam.
No, not necessarily more
That makes me
current,
seem real
but they have
old.
to still be performing. You can't say like Nirvana or something. You know what I mean? Like they have to be performing.
I mean, Neil Young's still performing. The Rolling Stones, I know their drummer died, but I like unfortunately I'd have to go older. I think I'm not familiar with any of the rappers or anything like that. An old school Dre Snoop concert. I mean, they don't do shows like that. Shit, I was on the beach. I was looking at these foreign girls were not interested in the Super Bowl, so I was on the beach looking, and all the guys were. That's the best time to be hitting on girls during the Super Bowl when all the guys are busy and they're betting and they're strutting around and saying this person's going to win. No, all the foreign girls are on the beach in the sunshine in California. I remember that. I was loaded up too. That day I was pretty loaded up that day too. No, I mean, I don't know.
Wow, really?
Current, yeah, current artists. I'm not up on them.
Okay.
I'm not up on them. I'm still listening to old shit. Like I went backwards. I'm listening to Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and the Beatles and fucking all that shit from the 60s and 70s, and all those guys are pretty much gone. So it's like the Who. I mean, the Who actually did a little. It would literally be somebody that I missed their prime, and I would just go to just see the music. Actually, Neil Young. I mean, we've seen Neil Young play. I mean, with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. So it's like, I don't know. Pearl Jam. I want to see fucking Pearl Jam again. So that's about it.
From the Pearl Jam era, I mean, who would we see?
I saw Stone Temple Pilots with their new singer.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I saw the Foo Fighters before the drummer passed away. Kind of cool. Yeah, Soundgarden would have been cool.
We saw David Bowie. I mean, I wish David Bowie was alive. Right. That shit was crazy when we saw David Bowie. Because we were young and we didn't know, we missed his prime. We didn't know much about him. Yeah. But when he fucking started playing, I was like, holy shit, this guy's like one of the most talented people I've ever fucking heard. I mean, his live performance, like 20 years later, like still blows me away.
Sure.
Alice in Chains. I mean, like I wish those guys were, I want to go back and give those guys a hug. I mean, I wish I could give Kurt Cobain a hug. I mean, all that shit's sad. That's part of the reason why I still like Pearl. I probably only like half the Pearl Jam songs, but they're still around and they still like each other and they're not on drugs and they didn't kill each other and they all get along and they're still making music. It's partly just that they're still going. It's not that the music is any better than any other band from that era. It's just, damn, those guys are still playing and they don't hate each other. Aerosmith, God, I wanted to see them. So that was like one of the first bands I got into when I was in the 90s. Aerosmith, just Living on the Edge, that song, the video. Oh my God, so good. Tool, I would love to see them. Yeah, Tool.
I mean, out of the modern stuff, like I would say, or more modern stuff, Adele would be high on my list, especially if you're in Vegas. I think that would be a fantastic show. I would say
real talk. If you had free tickets to a Taylor Swift concert, I mean, it'd be like going to an ASU football game.
I know that's what I was going to say next.
There'd be a lot of talent in that motherfucking.
I like to be sitting up and just be able to look down at a Taylor Swift concert.
Just earplugs in. Just who cares about the? Just oh man.
I'm gonna see Coldplay in about 2 months in Southern California. I like them. There was another one I can't remember, but those are like Adele in Vegas would be dope. I saw Snoop and Dre and Eminem at the Super Bowl, so that was a great memory and a great thing. Coldplay this winter in San Diego and LA. I'm excited about that. There was another one I can't remember who it was, but not too many of the modern guys. Kanye, I would definitely go see Kanye. I really like his stuff. Not even his new stuff is actually really interesting. I'd be down with him. So that's who I'd see of the kind of the mod. There was somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but okay. 2 hours in. Thank you so much. How about playing a little something on that grand piano?
It's out of tune like a motherfucker. I need
Ryan has one.
Yeah, they can see it over there. I actually have a piano, but I don't. It's
Ryan
out of
has
tune.
a real piano. This is fake back here. There's a reason why I'm doing it. I don't want to get into it, but so yeah. Thank you for the 713, Robert S. I don't know how to play the piano, but if Taylor Swift wants to come over and play it for me, I'd be pretty excited about that. Needless to say, she probably wouldn't be playing the piano for long. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We'll be back again next week here on sportscardradio.com in its 15th season. Here producing content on the internet when it comes to sports cards. A lot of these rookies still figuring these things out. A lot of us, we're buying 3K Kobe cards like it's nothing over here. The rest of these guys are buying fake autographs in the middle of Iowa. Hopefully, you guys have a wonderful day out there.
It was Tennessee.
Thank you for tuning in. But for now, we are out of here.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay. He's getting money. Even better, tax-free. Loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay. He's getting money. even better tax-free. Loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit.